Since I first began this project nearly 10 years ago, the Thunder Mesa Mining Company model railroad has grown quite a bit, from a simple 3x6 display to a canyon country narrow gauge empire covering close to 200 square feet. Of course, I didn't really plan it this way. The layout just kind of grew on me. And though I've changed my mind about a lot of things, the basic theme, era, and locale has never changed. It's always been once upon a time in the Wild West, with a big helping of Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm thrown in for good measure. Which brings us to the present day and some exciting plans for the future expansion of Thunder Mesa. Well, at least I think they're exciting. Since shortly after moving the layout to my Jerome studio, these temporary partition walls have been holding the spot for a possible future expansion of the layout. Well, the future has arrived, and those walls are now gone, opening up a 3x5-foot space for an entirely new scene. This has been part of the plan ever since I decided to remove Calico Mountain and build Circle D Ranch in its former location. And now, a new and improved version of Calico Mountain will rise on this new section of layout. But before we get into that, let's back up a bit. Way back in 1960, the Calico Mine Ride opened at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California. Designed by the legendary Bud Hurlbut, it was destined to become a dark ride classic that even Walt Disney would seek to emulate. Miniature trains would wind in and out of tunnels, through caverns, and behind waterfalls, showing authentic scenes of a late 19th century mining operation in the West. Needless to say, the ride made quite an impression on me as a kid, and the idea of Calico Mountain has been baked into the DNA of Thunder Mesa from the very beginning. Recent work in ON-18 scale has partly been in preparation for this expansion and the trains of the Calico Mining Company. So now, let's have a look at that plan again. The ON-30 main line will enter the new section from the town of Calico on the right, crossing Calico Creek and passing the mining company before entering an underground mining scene inspired by the Calico Mine Ride. From there, we travel behind the backdrop, where a turnout can route trains back through a reverse loop into Calico or onto the staging yard and the continuous run back around the layout. On a higher level, the ON-18 Calico Mining Company will run in a figure-8 pattern, emulating the look of trains on the Knott's version going in and out of tunnels, over high bridges, and in front of and behind rushing waterfalls. Work has already begun on this expansion, with demolition of the tunnel that used to lead to the staging yard and a rerouting of the tracks at Calico Town to align with the new section. But before I get too far ahead of myself, it might be a good idea to bring the entire master plan for the layout up to date. I haven't published a new plan since 2016, and a lot of changes have happened since then. I like to call these layout maps rather than track plans, because they're designed to illustrate the entire modeled world, not just the track. And I still draw them the old-fashioned way, with pencil and paper. To save time, I cut and paste old sections that are still usable, and then only redraw areas where changes are planned or have already occurred. I draw the maps on blue line graph paper at a scale of 1/8 inch to 1 inch. I find this to be a manageable size that still allows for significant detail. Working in the same room where the layout is located is really helpful, especially when I need to remeasure areas and visualize how the new parts will affect the already built sections. Over many years of making these plans, I've developed a sort of visual shorthand for indicating things like track, rockwork, and structures. I don't expect anyone else to do it this way, but since I've been asked so many times how I do my plans or what kind of software I use, I thought it might be instructive to show the actual process. By the way, the blue pencil is a throwback to animation classes I took in college. An instructor introduced me to blue Prismacolor color erase pencils, and I've been using them ever since. They're soft enough to give you a nice dark line, but don't smudge anywhere near as much as graphite will. While drawing this, I was a little surprised at just how much the layout had changed since 2016. In addition to the new scenes at Calico, there was also Circle D Ranch, Rainbow Ridge, Hanging Rock, and the new depot and waterfront area at Thunder Mesa. All of these and more needed to be added to the new map, and drawing it was just the first step. Once happy with it, all the bits and pieces get scanned into the computer for final color rendering and the full graphics treatment. I've done tons of these plans over the years, and not just for Thunder Mesa. When you get a minute, check out the Track Plans tab on the studio website for miniature worlds from N to O scale. I've done a few custom plans too for clients, but don't let the time lapse fool you. In real life, I'm slow and expensive. And now, with the drawing complete, the digital magic takes over. First, everything is reassembled, and then color and shading are added using Adobe Photoshop. See? Just like magic. Next comes all of the appropriate graphics and labels. And finally, the artist's signature. And there it is, Thunder Mesa 2021, version I'm not sure what. Let's zoom in and have a look around. Thunder Mesa Town shows the recently built depot and Fowler's Landing, as well as the 50-foot river steamer that's coming soon. Big Thunder Camp shows the ON-18 Horse Thief and Nevermind tram with Rainbow Caverns down below, and on the far end of the line, the ore bins that will soon be built near Hanging Rock. A planned locomotive facility still occupies the northeast corner of the layout, while Rainbow Ridge and Circle D Ranch have now been added on the far side of Coyote Canyon. The backstage area has been updated and expanded, and the town of Calico now reflects the new track alignment and coming reverse loop. And that brings us full circle back to the new Calico Mountain section and the ON-18 Calico Mining Company. I am really looking forward to finally getting to work on my little version of Calico and the iconic Calico Mountain, and I can't wait to share more progress with you all in the coming year. If you want a better look at the new layout map, a high-res version will be posted on the Thunder Mesa Studio website on the same day that this video is made available to the public. Remember, Patreon subscribers get early access to all Thunder Mesa videos and other content. I hope you all enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look into the planning of Thunder Mesa and the coming expansion, and I hope some of you can come visit the studio in the coming year. See the website for appointment details for our open train days. Until next time, thanks for tuning in, amigos. Adios for now.